Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you all are doing well. I wanted to do a quick video talking about how I've prioritized more minimal living and just not living a life that is focused on consumerism and overconsumption ultimately. I wanted to just make this to encourage anybody who wants to live a more simple, minimal life in that regard, because I mean, you can turn anywhere here online and be encouraged to buy. But as Christians, I really believe that God is calling us to give more so than to receive. He wants us to be more heaven-minded rather than just thinking about what we can accumulate here on this earth. We're not supposed to be storing up all these treasures here on earth. So I just wanted to talk about this to encourage anyone who might be wanting to live a life that's a little bit more minimal. One thing that I've found is that the more that I push against societal norms and just live a life that's more countercultural, it challenges all that people know. It challenges the norms and what people typically do. So in any regard, if you're trying to go a route that's a little bit less traveled, there may be some friction. You might not get thumbs up from everybody around you. You may get some side eyes. People may not understand. But when you're living to please Christ, everybody doesn't have to understand. So for me, I really like to be minimal in the sense that we don't have a ton of everything in our home. We don't have a ton of home decor, for example. Right now it's the fall time. We'll be going into the winter holiday season shortly. If you follow like lifestyle creators online, oftentimes they have a different theme every year for their Christmas decorations or even for the fall time. And I'm not saying what other people should be doing, but it's not necessarily realistic for the average person to have a different theme every year for their Christmas tree per se. So I personally have decorations that I use for the fall. It's a lot of like pumpkins and just changing out pillow covers to things that are a little bit more warm toned. And I use the same stuff every year. My Christmas decorations, I use the same ornaments. I use the same decorations. I personally feel that doing so actually makes it feel more nostalgic every single year, and it's familiar and it's comfortable to be bringing out the same things. To be honest, we don't even really need decorations, but I have them, so I keep using them. I'd like to repurpose things. When it comes to overconsumption, there's always a push to buy more or to buy things that are different. But oftentimes what you have is good enough. There's so many ways to make the season special aside from buying new things all the time. So for me, I really like to make it feel like fall by maybe lighting a candle or baking something special, or going outside and being among all of the fall foliage and just really having more of an emphasis on experiences rather than purchases. Because I used to be more of an overconsumer in the past. Not like that bad, but I used to consume more than I do now. And it doesn't equate to just living a life that's more exciting. It was just more stuff. And here in America, we're always pushed to buy more stuff. Like even when it comes to my makeup, for example, I have enough to just do a simple face of makeup if I feel like it. I have a handful of earrings that I will wear. I don't need a ton of options, okay? I want to know that this is my go-to, this works, and kind of just leave it at that. And that kind of brings me into like fashion and modesty. If y'all follow me for any period of time, you know that I'm not really into trends, so if I'm buying some clothes, I want them to last. I don't care what's trendy or what's popular. I go for things that are timeless. And I think that's important. Can this piece be worn for years to come? Not, is this trendy now, or is this popular now, or will this make me look cool now? It's like, do I like this? Is it comfortable? And can I wear this for years to come? And when you have that mentality around even clothes, you won't just go out and buy random stuff. I used to go to the store and just buy clothes all the time. And as a content creator, I always would think about, oh, this would be a cute look, or that'll be cute to put together. And, in reality, I'm a creature of habit. I tend to lean towards the same clothes time and time again. So I think I'm more of a capsule wardrobe sort of person rather than a have a million different things type of person. And I think that it's very minimal. It pulls you away from that path of needing to buy all of these different things. Like similarly to when I take out that Christmas tree from the closet, I can also take out that same winter coat. I don't need a new winter coat every single year, you know? Just be encouraged to steward what you have. You can wear the same outfit over again. It doesn't matter if somebody saw you in it 2 days ago. If you're clean, what does it matter, you know? We have all these things that are societally put on us that we don't have to subscribe to. So for when it comes to my modest fashion, I go for pieces that I can wear time and time again. And when I was younger, I might feel like, oh, this is gonna be so cute. I'm gonna wear this one time and that's it. But no, now I'm like, okay, what's the quality looking like? Can I continue to wear this? Will it withstand a wash, you know? Even when it comes to my gym clothes, I've been wearing the same gym clothes for years because there's nothing wrong with them. And I don't need to be looking like I'm, you know, some sort of fitness influencer when I go to the gym. No, I'm a new-ish mom trying to get it in real quick so I can go home and take care of this baby. So I need things that are gonna be high performing, comfortable, things that I feel good in, and just keep it pushing. So I think oftentimes with overconsumption, there's more of an emphasis of how others will perceive you rather than what you actually want and what you actually feel comfortable in. I hear a lot of people online talking about if you dress a certain way or you present yourself a certain way, then you'll be treated better. And I don't live that way because I'm not trying to maneuver who I am to get a certain result in life. It's just that has to be exhausting. So I know that I'm not defined by my appearance. I'm not defined by the way that I dress. So I don't have to live in bondage to that expectation because it's not true. The Bible says that we are beautifully and wonderfully made. I used to go get my nails done all the time. Now I just keep them more like short, more clear. I used to be in that nail salon getting my nails done, my toes done, but then I realized I don't like being here. It's stuffy, it's expensive. This stuff chips shortly after. Did I mention expensive? Okay, so look, it could just be a lot to keep up with all of these different things. When I am just happy with very chill manicured nails, I can do at home. Do my own pedicure, do my own wash and go, and I just keep it pushing, okay? So everybody's into different things. I'm sharing this for the person who really wants to do less and focus their attention on other things other than a 50-step maintenance weekly routine, because I don't know. I'm 30 years old, okay? And I just got better things I can be putting my attention toward. So that's kind of how I feel as it pertains to like beauty, fashion. You know, I tend to use the same shampoo and conditioner, the same products. I'm very much routine. Whereas in the past, I might want to try more things. And that's how you start accumulating all these different products. And it's just a lot. So for us in our household, getting out of debt was a really big priority. And we had to change the way that we went about spending money in order to help get over that hump and pay off the amount of debt. We paid off a significant amount of debt. And now Corey and I are focused on building wealth and, you know, turning that corner, but you got to get over that debt. So we had to make a lot of changes. So for example, one of the societal family norm sort of things is buying Christmas gifts. And that's what people do here in America for the most part. You buy gifts for people, you receive gifts. Is it stuff that you typically want? Maybe not, but it's a gift and you're gonna receive it and you're gonna be grateful. And you know, you're spending a lot of money, they're spending a lot of money. We personally live out of state, far from both of our families. So now we're sending gifts in the mail and all this different stuff. When we started to prioritize paying off debt, we took that off the table prior to Christmas. Like, hey, like we're not doing gifts this year, so don't get us anything and just keep the money, put it towards stuff that you actually want. And we'll be putting our money towards paying off debt, you know? And that was a little bit different and it's not really the norm. And now that we're out of debt, we still don't do that because we realize, hey, Christmas still feels special. Let's not forget that Christmas is not even about gifts. Hello, it's just not. But like I said, the societal norm is that it's about gifts. And it's just not. So if you choose not to participate in something that everybody's doing, that's your choice and your prerogative. And we still don't do gifts. Corey and I, we do give when we want to be generous or when we want to, you know, bless somebody, but it's not, hey, it's Christmas, you get me something, I get you something. And that also applies between Corey and myself. So, you know, we're just changing norms, and that started with paying off debt. And that's not the only thing we did to get out of debt, but just little tweaks like that help you kind of reprioritize and just challenge the status quo. And you'd be surprised. Some family members are like, okay, great, because I don't want to do this either, but they're just doing it because everyone else is doing it and they feel pressure to continue on that path, even though they don't even want to do it themselves. So like I said, that's why I'm making this video, to empower the person who wants to be a little bit different and kind of go against the norm and the grain. So another thing that's really important in our household is being intentional about what's coming in. Like I said, we're not just trying to receive a lot of stuff all the time. We live in an apartment. We have very limited space, very limited storage. So for example, like I said, we don't receive and give Christmas gifts. Another thing is when we were having our son, Elijah, I created a registry for my family, but I made it with things that I actually needed. And I encourage people, if they wanted to get anything, which they didn't have to, please get something off of this registry. So, you know, oftentimes people get what they want to give, but I challenged it to say, hey, this is really what we need. So we didn't end up with a million newborn onesies. We didn't end up with a ton of newborn diapers. Like, this is how many diapers I need for this size. You know, I got the clothes, don't even worry about that. Like, these are things I actually could benefit from having. So it changes what people typically like to do. And, you know, sometimes people aren't gonna necessarily be on board with it, or they might be like, what? I wanna get him this piano or whatever. I don't know. I just made that up. But it's like, you know, we really don't need that. And you'd be surprised oftentimes when you kind of create a boundary, communicate it, people are not always going to be open to it because oftentimes it challenges the way that they operate. And like I said early on, everyone's not going to be open to doing things differently. But as for our household, we do have control over what comes in the house. So yeah, that's just another example of how we really maintained a underconsumption priority, even as it pertains to having a baby, because we don't need all these things that society is telling us that we need. He's one little person. He can only wear one onesie at a time, okay? He's gonna be growing rapidly. And one thing I can say, this baby has gotten the use out of his clothes. We'll wash it, wear it again, wash it, wear it again. He has enough clothes. But I really wanted to model to him not being overly consumed. The Bible says that not to like worry about what we wear even, you know? So I think just modeling that out. And oftentimes people might want something different for you, but you need to be encouraged to be bold and to stand firm whenever you set boundaries or are trying to do something that's a little bit different than the culture that you live within or the culture within your family. But when you create your own family, you can create your own culture. And sometimes there might be some tension, but be encouraged to really prioritize what you want to be important in your house. I think as a culture, we tend to communicate love through buying things for people. And, you know, I think people even consider gift giving to be like a love language. So societally, that's just the way that it is. But, you know, you can do whatever you want to do in your life, in your family, in your household. And I wanted to make this video to just encourage you, if you want to live a life that's not so focused on things, that you can totally do that. That's why I haven't even made as many fashion videos as I used to in the past, because I don't shop a ton. I shop a little bit here and there, but I'm really not that girl sitting around shopping all day. I just feel like as I've gotten older, I have matured a lot in certain areas. So I'm glad I'm not doing things the exact same I was when I was 22 or 23. Like, I'm 30, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I have certain priorities, and kind of keeping up with everyone is not one of them when it comes to material things. I hope that this video encourages you to be a little bit more minimal if that's something that's important to you. One thing I will say is that over time, you will adjust, you'll adapt, you won't even think twice about it. And another thing, when you choose to be more minimal, you actually free up your mind to focus on other things. I'm not like contemplating what color do I want to do my nails, what color do I want to do my nails. This whole summer I painted my toes white and I did like a very clear, simple nail polish. Just keep it pushing. Don't gotta worry about it chipping and it being like an eyesore. It's just clear. Think about other things, you know? I'm still taking care of my body, still taking care of myself, but I can put my priority into things that are better. Although you may not impact other people to do the same thing that you're doing, hopefully over time, people can start to respect your differences. And I think whenever you're doing anything that's countercultural or against the grain, you're choosing to be your own person and walk individually with Christ. Be empowered to do that. Be bold and continue on your journey, even if you don't get the affirmation or encouragement that you're looking for from those around you. Know that your encouragement and affirmation will ultimately come from Christ alone. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know down below if there's anything that you no longer really overconsume. I would love to know. I'm always looking for things to cut back on. So yeah, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Bye.